Going over my ideas with you for your landscape renovation. All right, so first part we're going to look at is the entryway to your house. These are my ideas on what we can do with that. What I've done with this, these are flagstone steppers that lead up to the steps as well as can lead around to the corner. These are gardenia, ferns. Of course, we got a couple boulder elements in here. I like the liriope. It's successful, so let's continue that theme down through both of these areas. And then along with that, we've got hosta in there, and then some other type of perennial, probably coral bells used to accent this color. So, oh, also on these ligustrum, I highly recommend limbing these up. It will not take very long to limb them up. If you like them, great. If you don't like them, then we can always cut them down here. But I really think that this is a blessing to your landscape, and I would start by limbing them up and see what you think of them from there. Same thing, just I have everything labeled. So pause it on this for a second, just so you can review those labels. We talked about addressing this area by adding some crush in here so that if a tire gets off, it's a little bit more forgiving. So I'll have that in your estimate. This section through here, number one thing that we need to do here is get this as sterile as possible of all the weeds that are in here. If this is planted, it will become a major maintenance nightmare if these weeds are not resolved. But after that is accomplished, what I recommend doing, I have a boulder element in here. These are ferns, these are riverstone, and then through here, I would recommend just keeping it simple and do more of the liriope or monkey grass in there. There are some other plants that could work well. Happy to review those if you want to explore some other options. But the good old, very sturdy option is liriope. In this area, I recommend limbing these trees up and then trying to get this as cleaned up as possible. By doing that, I would do a herbicide out here, and then once that's killed back, then come in and weed eat it. If this is going to be something that you do, I highly recommend using a backpack sprayer like you see here. Piedmont Fertilizer in Opelika between Burger King and Southern Union sells these along with like a 2.5 gallon jug of herbicide. So just a recommendation for you there. This location on your back area, here's what I recommend on that. We come through, we support this wall in here by doing a stone wall in front of it. On this wall, we can leave it plain. We could do a lot of. So also, one of the reasons why this is so built up is because it has nowhere to drain. So what I would do on that is add in a drain pipe through here and then pressure wash this concrete because it looks a lot better than it does right now. Moving to this location, couple of options that we can do in here. This is one of them, a simple option. Add some sort of stone, put some pots in here with good low water plants in them. That's one option. A second option, really neat plant called Stordia pseudocamellia. It's a very narrow growing tree. Has blooms on it in the summertime that sort of look like a camellia. That's an option for in here. Another option, your good old crepe myrtle or vitex. Vitex is basically a butterfly bush that wants to be a crepe myrtle. But those are some options for this location here. Then along this wall, what I've got for this is to patch in this location. So we can patch it or we can completely tear a section of this down and then rebuild it. Patching it, of course, will be a lot less difficult to do. Through here in the back, you've got a lot of good trees in here, which I would mark, but then the rest of it, I would recommend go ahead and kill this with herbicide. And then, of course, we talked about doing some sort of evergreen through here to screen from your neighbor's light. Then lastly, on this walkway, we are on a project right now. This is what our work looks like right here. What we would do is pull this up, and then as best as possible, I think there's probably going to be some brick that, in other words, this is probably going to be more narrow because we have some broken brick in here, but we can rebuild this. It is an option to do. I have contacted someone to take a look at the carpentry work on the two bridges you have through here. So we've got that covered. So anyway, those are my ideas. I will let you take a look at this.